What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Neon Trash. I'm your host, Tommy the Hammer, hanging out with Johnny Rocket. Tonight, we're going to be checking out this old 1980s, I guess, rom-com weirdo flick called Vibes, starring Jeff Goldblum and Cyndi Lauper. Never heard of this movie.
I have never heard of this movie either. Like, I really didn't know Cyndi Lauper was an actress. Like, I mean, I know her, as a pop star, of course, but
Here she is.
So I gotta delve into this rom-com adventure movie, and I mean,
why not? Where else are you gonna find a flick such as this? So you guys know this routine. Check out that motherfucking trailer. Peep that shit. And when you guys get back, you're gonna know Johnny and Tommy's opinion on vibes. That's the word that all the kids today use, right?
Yeah.
Vibes, right?
Yeah, you kids are about 40 years too late.
Boy, that's gonna win some fans over.
Put your hands on the screen and experience with me. I see two lovers.
I'm surprised all women haven't tried to kill you.
There's a mystery to solve. In a Rolls-Royce Corniche, the bar opens from left to right, doesn't it? There's a lot of danger.
There's no danger there, I swear.
If you're gonna start seeing things, go see Vibes.
Cyndi Lauper, Jeff Goldblum in Vibes, the psychic comedy that's out of its mind. Rated PG. Opens Friday at select theaters.
So we just got done watching Vibes, and I mean, I don't know what I was expecting from this movie, but it really wasn't this, I guess. Like, I mean, the only explanation I have for this movie is, like, 80s and cocaine, basically. Like, this is insane.
Pretty much.
This is insane. And, like, they had something here. 'Cause I remember, like, like an ESP and, like, telekinesis and, like, psychic abilities. Like, that was such a thing back in the 80s, right? So they kind of, like, all right, let's grasp onto this, let's, grasp onto some, like, up-and-coming actors, Jeff Goldblum, hot pop star Cyndi Lauper, fill out the cast with some heavy hitters, Peter Falk. It's weird. It feels like overcooked and undercooked at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, they, I don't know, went too hard on some areas and, like, kind of left you wanting in other areas. Like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe as I'm, like, just, like, thinking it over and playing it over in my mind here. Like, because, like, there were so many, like, there's so many jokes, because it was, it's rom-com, it's romantic, but it's comedy, but there's, like, adventure, so it's, like, a nice, mix of genres, which, I appreciate for sure.
Yeah.
But it also stumbles into those pitfalls when you do this kind of thing, that, like, you want certain things from each of those genres, and that it really can't deliver on all of them because it's trying to do too much at once. The writing, I think, was really good. Like, I liked the story, I liked the premise, and, like, there were so many great one-liners, especially when it came to Peter Falk. There were so many. It just reminded me of those, like black and white movies from, like, the 40s, where, like, the jokes were, like, fast, like, you just had, like, things would just go a mile a minute, and, like, if you weren't paying attention, you would miss it, but, like, they would just throw these little zingers, and these little twists here and there, and then they were there and they were gone, like you really had to be paying attention to it. Like, this is not the kind of movie you want to put on at the party, because you really actually have to be watching this to, like, see where it's going, because it is so disjointed in places and kind of, like, hops and fast forwards in certain places, that you really need to be paying attention to it in order to, like, get it all and appreciate it, and, like, and then really be able to get those jokes, because, like, when you are paying attention to it, they hit. I want to let you ramble about this for a second, because I've been at it for like 10 minutes here.
Yeah, passing the torch.
You know how I do, man.
So yeah, there's not much more to add to this outside of what John has said here, because
Well, you gotta add more, because you gotta edit this.
you've covered a lot. But when we first came into doing this movie review, we're coming hot off the heels of a really shitty week. I mean, for our international audience, we had quite the tumultuous political season going on here in America, and yeah, a lot of us are dissatisfied with the results, and we wanted to watch a comedy movie or something that was going to take our minds off of things.
You were definitely looking to lighten the load.
Lighten the load, yeah. And on top of that, I mean, we both are full-time workers, so we were exhausted. So coming into a movie like this, where it's comfort food, like this is the era that we grew up during, like this is the 1980s, so this is our childhood, and then you've got all these actors that we grew up watching, you know, throughout our childhood into our teenage years. I mean, it was all very, I don't know, it was fun. And yeah, John's right. The plot is a little bit throwaway, but everyone gives it their all. They're really trying in this movie, and had they really full sent that whole fantasy adventure element just a little bit harder, given us a little bit more special effects and maybe some more mysticism or explanation as to what the fuck they were doing at this giant golden temple at the very end, well then, this really could have been something here. But as it is, it ain't Indiana Jones, and sad to say, it ain't even Romancing the Stone. So, with all that being said, guys, fun movie, definitely worth a look if you want to check out Jeff Goldblum and Cyndi Lauper in their prime, in the 1980s, young as fuck. Out of 10 stars, Tommy the Hammer is going to give vibes. I'm stacking it up next to Indiana Jones. I'm stacking it up next to Romancing the Stone. I'm even stacking it up next to Big Trouble in Little China for some reason, because it feels a little bit like that.
Okay,
This
no, I can.
is way below all three of those films there. But it's not out of the realm of those films. As a matter of fact, if I was putting a top 10 1980s adventure comedy movies, well, this would be in the top 10. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and give it a flat 6, almost 6.5 out of 10.
Okay, I mean, when you're stacking it up against like powerhouse, like top-notch films like that, yeah, it kind of, you know, it definitely makes it seem a little smaller. Judging this film on its own merits and like trying not to compare it to such immense films as like in the Indiana Jones series and things like Romancing the Stone. Like, I mean, come on, that's tough. That's harsh. You know, this is a delicate feature.
What are you doing?
I don't know what I'm doing. You can't just. You can, but like, man, it's harsh but fair. Harsh but fair. And I mean, I want to rate it higher than that, but you're right. This is like a 6 out of 10, which is not bad.
No, it's not bad. Wait, what was the saying?
It's bad, but we're not mad.
We're gonna coin that.
And it really wasn't even that bad. Like, you know, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was a fun bad.
Yeah.
You know, to which really makes it not so bad. Yeah. And
it was a rad bad.
Okay.
And we're not mad.
I don't know, if you like Jeff Goldblum, if you like Cyndi Lauper, if you like random 80s rom-coms, if you like weird 80s adventure flicks, like if you liked, you know, goofball stuff like Crocodile Dundee, you know, check this out.
Yeah.
Like, it was fun. If you like just watching a movie for like those random cameos, you're like, shit, I know that guy. This could be right up your alley. There are many, many reasons to watch this decently mediocre film.
I hope I've been informative. Until the next time.
Tune in to Neon Trash, guys and gals.